The time has come. We're clearing the land and building a house. So if you want to play along, we are down at the bottom right-hand corner on Saxlingham on farmland 60. It takes up this whole plot right here, though we're just interested in a small little portion right at the very bottom. This little triangular area right here. I've chosen this area for a couple different reasons. Number one, it was cheap. Number two, it's got trees in here which we can remove. It gives us something to do. There's lots of foliage, plus it is actually surrounded on all sides by shrubbery. So I don't have to create a barrier of this area. There's already one here. It exists. And we're going to be using a mod called the Lumberjack mod. We're going to be using that to help us clear these trees. I've already gone through and kind of taken a look at the area, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I just take the trees, we'll cut them down, sell the trees. We're going to use a steel, but actually, you know what? No, let's use a Husqvarna. I was going to do that and sell the trees and stuff, but after testing, I ended up getting 150 grand off the trees. So we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna cut them down. I thought maybe that was a little bit extra cash, especially for this whole area. It costs 40 grand. Okay, 53 to be specific, but still. So the cool thing about this mod is we're actually able to go in and basically cut everything without leaving anything. So we'll start with this big tree over here. We could come in, we've got green, but we can go down a little bit and it turns, well, should turn red. All right, maybe not. I've had this trouble before where I've come in, tried to do stuff, and it wouldn't work right off the bat. So we'll see if we can't figure that one out. At least for now, let's get in here and see if we can't get rid of some of this shrubbery. Gotta love mods. Can't tell you why. Can't tell you what's up. It was working a minute ago, but now every time I get down to here, I get the orange mark. Let's see. About right there. If I click, goes down but does nothing. Well, in the meantime, we could still get rid of all this extra shrubbery going on. We may end up coming through and decorating a little bit more in the meantime, but for now, boop, got it. All right, got it figured out. For some reason, it's super strength. That has to be turned on. Don't know why, but we get down, boom. Now, is this an easy way to do stuff? Yeah, it is, but it's actually helping us out a lot. We don't have to cut all this stuff up, transport it away. And most importantly, I'm also not making money off of this. I think we've made enough money at this point, and so I'm not really interested in making more. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, if you guys are on PC, definitely utilizing the Lumberjack mod. This, perfect for clearing areas. Boom. So we're doing a good job. Everything is getting cleared up pretty good. We still have some stuff around on the ground, but after we flatten everything out, all that stuff will disappear, or we'll paint over it, one of the two. So we're good to go. I think we've got 2 trees left. So we've got this tree here, which is a big honking tree, and we will put some other trees down whenever we get to the point. So we'll go with that one, cut it down. Shouldn't take long. There we go. Nice. And then this one back here. This will give us a nice, perfect, clean slate in order to place down. Now, I do have a very, very, very cool house that we're going to put down. So that is awesome. Boop. There we go. Is that everything? Is that everything I need to cut down? I think everything else can be done with painting. I think that's it. So from here, we are going to flatten them. We'll try and get me a nice view from above. We'll get in here. Sculpting, flatten, and I think we're gonna flatten out with the entry. So the very front entry, everything from there should be good. Some of it will have to be brought down, some of it will be brought up, but the thing is, it's actually quite difficult because my camera stops right here. I guess we could bring it to here. There we go. Okay, yeah, it's not too bad. So let's see what it's like. We have a little step up, so it didn't quite get flattened out the way that I want, so we may have to smooth that area. But at least in here, it's not too shabby. We still have some shrubbery around. We do have a couple trees around the outskirts, which is totally cool. We do have this one over here. I think just to go full, just everything is just flattened out. Where's the red mark? Oh, that's yellow. Come on. There we go. Got it. Boom, done. Yeah. All right. So I think after that, everything's cool. Now I'm going to put down a fresh coat of paint. And we still need to smooth this out. Not too difficult. Nice and easy. Boom, 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 boom. Done. So now I'm going through and I'm going to paint the whole thing in dirt. That way I can actually see any imperfections. Usually if I've missed a spot like over here, for example, when it comes to flattening everything out, I could go back and hit that. But this also gives us a clean slate. There's nothing there. We can actually control the entire area. Pretty cool. So now let's go in and really take a look and see what kind of trouble we got ourselves into. So that area right there is going to need to be brought up all the way around there, as a matter of fact, or we could leave it. We definitely have a bump all the way around, but again, every single field has one of those, so why wouldn't we have one around our house as well? You know what? I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. It's pretty good. And then we just got a nice little slope down. Is good, man. Is good. I don't know much about this, though. I don't know if we could delete this, if we could delete this tree. Not really finding anything to click on. So I think we just, like, this is our entryway. This is all we've got. So this may be home, but it's not going to be the farm. So the house that I want to go with is this guy. This is the small, well, the modern farmhouse. It is small, but it's the modern farmhouse. One thing we could do is go at it like an angle like this, because there's also a shed that I want to put in as well. This guy right here. Yeah, man. But here's the thing. There are also placeables that come with this map. Now, some of them are quite large, but some of them are just right. And that brings up a question. Do we utilize the buildings, which, by the way, in here backwards, so you may want to flip those around. Do we utilize these and build our own farm out of the buildings that are on the map, or do we not? I think I've got it figured out, but I'm doing a couple tests on a couple sheds just to see if my Unimog fits. And yes, I am doing the test fit by overlaying it. I encourage you to do the same. It works. All right, we've spent some money, but I think we've got a kind of neat setup. So what we've got is we've got two big open areas right here to put stuff. I kind of decided to build a farm yard after all. This area right here is where I'm going to put my Unimog. Oh yeah, I forgot I have to open both doors. Unimog goes to there. We got a pile of dirt. Don't worry about that. I did that on accident, purposely. And then I got an A-frame house. I had to look to see if A-frames were actually like popular. Why does the door open out? All doors open into wherever they're going. Every mod is wrong. Oh, goodness gracious. Nonetheless, we got a place right here where we can change clothes, which is very cool. Got a nice little kitchen-ish thing around towards that. And then we go upstairs. And this is where we have a sleepy town. But we have a really nice view. We can almost see over there, but we still have... Oh, we can get our head cut off. We have nice privacy. So what do you think? I'm kind of pumped about this this being my house. Plus, we get to walk out to this every single day. There is a little bit of a way out the back here, but I don't think it's quite big enough to actually like fit any equipment. I was back and forth about how I was going to do this, but I did think that running a 90-degree angle here was the best way to do it. So that's why I decided on that. I wonder if this lighting is it nighttime lighting or is this daytime lighting? I never know. By that, can I turn it on? But I don't think so. So I'm not going to worry about it. Probably want to run a little bit of fencing because this has collision with vehicles and my vehicles are like hitting that and flipping. See that thing down there? That is what is keeping the vehicles from doing much. So I want to make sure I get on the outside of that, at least like, you know, here, run a fencing over and then out a little bit, maybe have a gate. A gate would be pretty cool. We need to figure that out. Best thing to do is to see whatever they used here, which is just some old wood, and see if we can use something similar to that. So here's what we got. We may put a couple little trees right here, but we'll come over, open it up. We've got collisions that are still there, if I'm honest, but they're not too far. Plus, I see this green, don't run it over. And if as long as we have this, it actually tells me like where to drive. So I'll drive straight through there and not have to worry about clipping anything. Plus, we got a fence now. Ha ha! That's so cool. I did continue the fence up through there, and then we continued it over here. We will paint in around towards the back, and now we need to make this whole area kind of a farm yard. One thing that I may also do is maybe try and find one more building, close it off with like a 90 here, or maybe a 45 here, and then we could kind of fence this whole area here off. That way we just walk to it. Oh, that's not good. And everybody's just going around. How that happened, I'll never know. But you know what? They made their bed, they gotta lay in it. So what does it look like? Well, I've got, I think, the decorations done. I never really know what to do with the grounds. I just click a bunch of different stuff and drag it around. Seems random enough. So of course we've got our spot right here where we're gonna park our Unimog, but we've got 8 bays, which I don't think will ever fill up, but you know, if we get some extra equipment, that'll be great. We got grass put down. We've got some trees up as well. There's some areas that just weren't quite done. Threw some bushes and a tree back here. Kind of similar thing here. Just a little bit of grass, some bushes, grass, bushes, some trees. And that's how that all worked out. And then pretty much the exact same thing around here. Just tried to make it look, you know, homey. I tried to get the grass back here. I think I did okay, but there's probably some grass that's also growing through the house right here, so we'll have to be careful with that. But I mean, not too bad, right? Come on, let me out. Let me up this house. Come on, yeah, buddy. Maybe one day. All right, not today. But you know what? Not too bad for this area that was like nothing here. You know what? Pretty good. Oh, and there, I put a couple lamps too. So there's one there. There's one here, right over by the house. And I thought I'd put another one there, but maybe it's just the 2. I just tried to give a little extra light and kind of make it like it would be like here on my property. I've got a couple of those around the property. Not too much, but, you know, enough. And then I guess now we can get rid of this. And if I wasn't right here, I don't think anyone would ever know there was a tent there. We got it all looking fresh, man. Yeah. Let's bring this in here. Hopefully, hopefully the fence is wide enough. Yep. No issues at all. Perfect spot to just back it in and talk about home sweet home. Yeah. That's what's up. Oh, both doors. Sorry, forgot. Come, please. Thank you. Hate doors like that. So now that we have built our farm, we've got a vehicle that does some pretty monstrous stuff. I think it is about time that we invest in equipment. We're going to be doing that in the next one, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Appreciate you watching. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.